What is going on, guys? My name is LAKEY, back in with another YouTube video. Now, I'm sure that most of you are here today on this YouTube video because you want to get better at Call of Duty, and for those of you that watch my channel before, you know that's the kind of content that I make. But of course, I don't know everything, and the people that know the most are the pros. But how do you actually learn from the pros? What should you be looking out for, and where, most importantly, should you be looking? Well, that's what we'll be covering in today's video, so hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's get straight into it. Now, being that you're here watching my content on YouTube, you might guess that that's where there's the best place to actually watch the pros' content and find out what they're doing. Now, many of the pros do have YouTube channels. As you can see, I've got Attach here, but also got Apathy and Dashy. So a lot of the pro players do actually have their own YouTube channels where they upload videos. Like, for instance, really I just have to look at their sort of recent uploads tab. As you can see, we have class setups here that he's uploaded and settings videos. Again, more class setups. If we look at Apathy, for instance, we have class setups. We have, what else has he uploaded yet? More class setups and pro tips and tricks and settings videos. You find that they upload them quite a lot. And again, if we look at Dashy's channel, we have my settings for perfect aim, things like that. Now, while these are good videos, they're really quite repetitive if you watch them on a lot of pros channels, because chances are the pros use the same classes, near enough, the same settings, and just in general play the game in a very similar way. But these players are so busy actually sort of playing their competitive matches and scrimming that really this content is something that all of them only do on the side. And so putting the time in to actually make really informative videos on how to improve at the game really just isn't viable for a lot of them. Now, I say it again, I mean no sort of disrespect towards this content. It's all good content that is going to be helpful if you watch it. But if you truly want to get better as a player, it's probably not the best place to do that. Instead, to truly get better at the game, my two top places to actually sort of find content to watch and look over is one, just the Call of Duty League YouTube channel. They upload all of the tournament VODs and all of the Pro League matches. They're all on here if you want to give them a watch. Also, watching this live is quite good, but if you're truly trying to break down the gameplay, I suggest watching it a bit later so that you can sort of rewind bits and fast forward bits just to make it a little bit more efficient. And second of all is actually on pro players' Twitch channels, because they'll stream, and then you actually get to see their proper gameplay and the VODs that once they get uploaded afterwards. That, again, similar to the YouTube channel, you can go back, you can rewatch things, and then from that, sort of really start to break down how they play the game. Now, the first thing to do when you want to improve is you have to pick out the pro players that play the same role that you do. So if you're an AR, maybe looking at Insight, it was his debut performance in this game, or Slasher on the other side, but find the players that play your role and watch them specifically. Now, the reason that the Call of Duty sort of YouTube channel and the VODs are so good for this is because you can see in the bottom corner, you have the mini-map that shows all of the sort of positions of all of the players, and then you can use the numbers on either side of the thing to work out exactly who those players are. Now, this allows you to actually track how the players are playing in specific situations and not just in general, because, of course, Call of Duty is a team game, and that is probably the most important part of it. So being able to sort of see how people play as a team as well as an individual is actually really important. So just from watching the gameplay, again, you can see where people tend to set up, the good positions that people will play. For ARs, the power positions. For the subs, maybe sort of how they tend to challenge gunfights, sort of where they check, and just sort of, I mean, you do get to see the sort of the X-ray vision, and that is also very helpful in sort of working out where spawns are, because you'll actually be able to see where the spawns are, and then while actually in your games you won't have the X-ray vision, sort of getting used to where people are spawning and knowing that kind of thing, again, is going to be very helpful. Also, it's very important to actually listen to the casters, or if it's a stream VOD, actually listen to the people as they're calling out or as they're playing as a team, because they do actually give quite a lot of useful information. Yes, there is the sort of the entertainment side of things, but they do also talk quite sort of analytically and break down what the players are actually doing. So definitely listen to that. Now, also, if you know there's a map that you're specifically bad at, say, for instance, Checkmate Hardpoint, you're not very good at, and you think, okay, so in today's game, I'm going to watch Insight, for instance. He played absolutely amazing in this game and the rest of the series, probably one of the best debut performances we've seen. Take notes, like watch the YouTube or watch the YouTube VOD, see what they're doing, and then if you think, okay, that was a good play, that sort of won them spawns, or that held the hill for them or something, write it down. What did they do? And just sort of start looking very analytically at the game. Start thinking, right, how are they actually doing this, as opposed to just sort of staring at it and enjoying it, as I suppose. So try and break it down and see what are these players doing that I'm not, and what can I do to improve. Now, this is going to be a lot more effective than watching YouTube videos on what settings you're going to change, because while getting those settings right in the first place is good, once you've got them, then the focus becomes on how do you actually improve at the game. And no matter how many times you change your settings to try and work on your aim or something like that, if you fundamentally don't understand the game or what role you need to be playing within the game, you're not actually going to sort of achieve that top level gameplay that you actually want to. Now, another point I want to make is you don't just have to watch the best teams. You don't just have to watch Optic, Dallas, FaZe. In fact, sometimes watching the teams that aren't doing so well, so say for instance London, it pains me to say it, but they're not playing amazing at the moment, but watching how they actually play from behind and sort of the steps that players take when they are behind to try and push the lead back in their favour is actually, again, very important. So really, just watch over the gameplays, thinking very analytically. Don't watch it sort of for the enjoyment, if you will. Maybe the first time you watch it, like when you're actually watching the live stream, yeah, watch it for the live stream and watch it for a bit of fun. But then when you go to look over sort of how the pros players actually do it, then consider it more analytically and how can you actually get something out of this. Last but not least, watch the gameplay and compare it to your own. So if you've got a gameplay of you playing on Checkmate Hardpoint, for instance, and then you see how the pros play it, have a look, see what similarities there are, what differences there are, and how you can better play this. Now, if you play with a team, again, sort of looking at that mini-map, working out how the team sets up, is then something that you can then communicate to your team so that not only you are improving, but your whole team is improving. Now, I hope this video has been helpful, and hopefully it's made you a lot better at the game, or certainly given you the opportunity to learn how to get better at the game. So if it has, be sure to drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.